Kyrie Irving, is he anti-Semitic? Is he exercising free speech? Is he doing both?
I'm not going to stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only going to get stronger because I'm not alone.
I believe anybody should be able to say whatever they want whenever they want to. And I believe that because, in large part, I believe in the First Amendment of the Constitution, which means that anybody should essentially be able to say whatever they want. Now, let's remember, Amendment number 2 is the amendment to bear arms. So maybe that was not by coincidence because, let's face it, we're always going to hear things that we'd rather not hear, and some of those things are going to hurt our feelings. However, how we have been dealing with that as a culture is very interesting to me. I'm going to go through 3 reasons why I believe nothing negative should have happened to Kyrie Irving for what he said. Now listen, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I am not at all condoning anti-Semitism. I'm not condoning racism. I'm not condoning anything. At times, people can use your belief in one thing to say that you're supporting another thing. Hey, if you believe in free speech, if you believe that someone should be able to say whatever they want to say, then you are by very nature saying that someone who wants to promote hate speech should be able to say what they want to say, and by their nature, you're supporting their cause. I believe that's completely ridiculous. I believe, and I would hope in my heart, that anybody who wants to say anything only says positive, but I'm also a realist at the same time. And I know that there's really ugly people out there that are going to say really ugly things, and I don't condone those things. But just because I drive a car doesn't mean I support drunk driving, and that's exactly what the point is I'm trying to get across in this video. Now, the Brooklyn Nets have had everything under the sun to deal with, right? The whole issue with Kyrie Irving and COVID, then you have Kyrie Irving demanding a trade, you got Durant demanding a trade saying that he wants Nash fired, now you have Nash fired, and seemingly the Nets are going to hire Oboko, who, did his thing up in Boston. The whole dramatics of that, obviously, it seems to make sense for the Brooklyn Nets to hire him because they're just filled with drama. And Kyrie Irving obviously added to that because on October 27th, he made a post on his stories in Twitter supporting, or actually putting forward, the link for Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. There was no caption to that. There was nothing. It was just that link. And later it was found out, I think Rolling Stones reported it and other agencies, that movie's just blatantly full of anti-Semitism. So then people went on and said, hey, listen, Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic. He's making all of these different statements. And so this caused a press conference on October 29th. Kyrie Irving seemingly didn't back down. In fact, he said, and I quote, "I'm not going to back down." And then he followed up with a tweet, and again, not apologizing for posting the link, but he says this: "I am an omnist," which he supports all faiths and creeds, "and I meant no disrespect to anyone's religious beliefs. The anti-Semitic label that is being pushed on me is not justified and does not reflect the reality or truth that I live every day. I embrace and want to learn from all walks and religions." So that wasn't enough for a lot of people, including the NBA, the Nets, and even Nike. So the Nets suspended him, at least they've said 5 games, so it could be more. It was also announced, whether this was enforced by the NBA or whether it was just Kyrie Irving, he donated $500,000 to a charity. Then, after all of that negative happened to Kyrie Irving, he issued a much longer statement on Instagram. I won't read it, but he says, "Hey, I'm deeply sorry for what I did. Now I'm looking back and it was wrong." And yeah, it was wrong. Like saying anti-Semitic ideas or purporting to support racism, anything that falls within that basket is negative, and no one should be able to say that. However, the problem with this, and there's 3 specific problems I see, is the first one is, if you want to punish some people for the things that they say, then you're by nature a hypocrite. Why do I say that? Because you definitely say things, we all say things that offend somebody on this planet and this country. For sure we do. So then you should be punished for all the things that you say. So then the second one would be the inconsistency within the enforcement of that. Whenever you're talking about a law being enforced or a law being written, the law is supposed to be clear and concise. It's not supposed to be vague and ambiguous. So the inconsistency with this would be, who is the judge? Who determines what is punishable and what is not punishable? Is it just the general public? And so however the press reports things, then aren't we giving a lot of ammunition to the press, a lot of power to the press? Are we taking it away from the people? But how are we going to consistently enforce what things cause someone to be punished and or canceled? I'm all ears. Like, leave it in the comments. We can talk about it. And that brings me to point number 3. We're over punishing people. So look at Kyrie Irving. He donated $500,000. That's a lot of money. It's donated to a charity, which is great. He's missing out on 5 games, which is 5 game checks, which I didn't do the math and I should have, but I'm sure that's a lot of money. His name's been dragged through the mud. Nike has suspended their relationship with him indefinitely. So how much is enough? He's made a public apology. Like, how much is enough? And who's going to decide that? You know, it's either everything or it's some. And the problem with the sum is you can't consistently enforce a specific punishment. And if you think about it, isn't that why we like our legal system? I know there's a lot of things wrong with it, but like, you want to know what a specific law would cause you to have a specific punishment if broken, right? You'd want to know, hey, walking down the street in a particular manner, if that's going to break the law, then let me know. You want clarity. And with this particular issue, free speech, speech in general, what are you going to create a long list of words, ideas, phrases that someone can't speak? Is it just going to be punished by ostracizing someone so they can't support their family? I mean, wasn't the point of this is to educate people and make people better people? When we send people to prison, we're hoping to rehabilitate them, right? So in a situation like this, don't you want to rehabilitate Kyrie Irving? Don't you want to educate Kyrie Irving? Don't you want to bring Kyrie Irving into the fold and show him love and understand his perspective? Maybe he's undereducated on the issue, so he makes an ignorant statement, a statement just because he didn't know any better. And you want to punish him as much as he's being punished for that? Just for not knowing. That's what ignorant is. It's just not knowing. There's a lot of people out there that know a lot more than a lot of other people, and there's all these bunch of peoples in the middle. It's a hard thing to do. It's virtually impossible, I would argue. Leave a comment, share the video. I'm eager to debate this with anybody who wants to. And hit that subscribe button. Thank you.